Okay. So now we don't see Kermit the Frog playing
No, you're
Alan
not seeing
Rickman.
that. Oh my god. John McClane's Kermit the Frog.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Waka waka! Welcome to Tairimo Boys Podcast. I'm your host Cody. With me in the second chair is the boy who was in second chair, but not anymore. It's Jeremy.
Who took my chair?
That's simple. The boy who's now in second chair, who's also the boy who knows what a TV dinner feels like. It's Ryan. Well, here we are with Tairimomas. So, we gotta start with the question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes. And a Christmas tradition that I will uphold every year.
Oh, absolutely.
I disagree with that whole thing, but we're working it in anyway. The thing is there's apparently like some Fox executive once said it's a Christmas movie. I think it's just a ploy to get networks to buy it around Christmas time.
Smart marketing.
So, here we are. The original Die Hard movie, 1988, 2 hours and 12 minutes long. Jeremy, did you know that whenever this movie was being made and about to be released, they thought it was going to flop?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they didn't have high hopes for it, but it was a smash success.
Absolutely.
Budget on it was between 25 and 35 million. It made it right around 140 million. And it propelled Bruce Willis to be like an A-rank action star, and I think this was Alan Rickman's first big role. So, The Tower Man. Jeremy, what were our first thoughts?
The Tower Man. I felt like I was watching a Metal Gear Solid movie for the first hour, and then it got really intense in the second hour, and I was here for it.
That's an interesting analogy.
Well, he was crawling through all the ducts and trying to sneak around. He was like a bad Solid Snake.
Where's the cardboard box?
Trapped in his tower. Yeah.
Ryan, first thoughts?
I love this movie more than my own life.
It is a great movie.
Yeah, this is one of the typical 80s action movies we love reviewing.
Mm-hmm. It is right up our alley, isn't it? And one of the more violent ones, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's intense.
Profanity, violence, and...
Here comes boobs.
It's time for Boob Bonanza! So, for anyone who doesn't know, there's actually multiple boobs in this movie. So, our first set of boobs in the movie, you can barely see it, but guy and the chick that were looking for a place to fuck during the office party, whenever she's getting dragged out by like the terrorists, her boobs were hanging out. Jeremy, what do we think about those boobs?
10 out of 10.
Ryan?
Also 10 out of 10.
All right, so that's boob set number one. Our second set of boobs was the pinup on the fuse box. We saw those boobs twice, his bikini model, and then the second time, Bruce Willis made sure to slap this poster and be like, girls. What do we think about those boobs?
10 out of 10.
Out of 10.
Those were really nice boobs. Bikini tan, but I'll deal with it.
Sacrifices we have to make.
Oh, well, by the way, both of those girls were were in Playboy, and apparently there's a third playmate in the movie, like in the airport scene, but we don't get to see her boobs.
What a shame.
So that was an early boob bonanza for you.
Is that our first ever multi-set Boob Bonanza?
RoboCop.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But anyways, on topic, Die Hard.
With boobs?
Basic premise of the movie is Bruce Willis stars John McClane. He's like New York cop, and he gets trapped in a skyscraper in LA where a bunch of terrorists are trying to, well, they're not trying to, they're literally stealing a bunch of bonds, and they've got like an insane
Bonds?
not James Bonds,
Bonds is stealing the bonds.
but they've got like a really elaborate plan, and they've got everything worked out until someone comes along and throws a wrench in their works. So Bruce Willis has to go and take them out one by one. Now, the interesting thing about this movie is it's not like most 80s action movies where, we've seen Predator, we've seen so many other 80s great movies, Schwarzenegger, Harrison Ford. But with this one, this isn't a battle of brawn, it's a battle of wits.
Yes, it is.
I mean, there's some fist fights in the movie, but most of it is sneaking around and finding ways to trap the other party.
Tactical espionage, if you will.
Yep.
Again, I refer back to Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, yep. You were going to say it, I was. So, Jeremy, what do you love about this movie?
Oh my God, it's so over the top. Like you mentioned, it's a battle of wits, and well, like he outsmarts most people, but he takes a lot of damage. Like it's very realistic. Well, quote unquote, for an '80s, 80s movie.
Yeah, it's realistic as you're gonna get. And
Yeah,
you know what I was thinking? You know who the real villain in the movie is?
the FBI agents.
Hell yeah, but you know who else? There's a lot of villains
Oh,
in this
Winslow.
movie.
Yeah, it's like where do we start here?
Well, okay, Ryan, I'll get to some jokes in a minute, but it's the guy who told Bruce Willis to take his shoes off. That guy's the real villain of the movie.
That definitely, yeah, that is the real villain.
There's spoilers, people at home, if you're unfamiliar with this movie, there's a scene where Bruce Willis has to escape by running through glass, and then we get a nice little scene afterwards where he's trying to surgically remove all the little shards of glass out of his bloody feet.
Have you guys ever had glass shards, like glass splinters? Oh my God,
Yes.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling.
Like every time I watch the glass surgery scene, I have to turn away.
Yeah, that's intense for me too.
But anyways, Carl Winslow, Al
Are
Winslow.
we getting your favorite characters already?
No, but so are you boys familiar with the crossover theories with this movie?
I heard one time, but I don't remember it. I'm just
No.
aware of it.
Okay, well, there's two theories. First off, this is a Family Matters crossover, and the second one's it's a Boy Meets World crossover, where the theory is basically either crap, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
Carl Winslow's.
Original Bill Johnson.
Yep, Bill Johnson. There we go. The theory is whenever he's telling the story about how he killed a kid wielding a ray gun, it was either Steve Urkel or the main kid in Boy Meets World.
I love the theory that he killed Steve
Awesome.
Urkel. Did I do that? Bam. Yes, you did.
Well, we know that's not canon now because last year Urkel kind of went and met Santa, even though the movie was called Urkel Saves Santa. Go watch our review on that, ladies and gentlemen, for some more Tairimomas. Good movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was a good movie.
But all-star cast.
Absolutely. In fact, the actors did so well, it will be hard for me to pick a favorite character.
Yeah. Well, actually, Jeremy, you're not going to pick the Asian henchman that took the crunch bar out of the stall and ate it.
No, picking him.
But let's go ahead. Favorite character.
Ryan, you go first.
We say McLean.
Sure.
Why not?
McLean, followed very closely by Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Followed also very closely by Hans Gruber.
I was going to say the same thing.
Well, Hans Gruber's my favorite character. It's just Alan Rickman being Alan Rickman, but I mean,
Hmm.
like I said, this is Alan Rickman's first role, and it made him a celebrity.
He killed it among a lot of hostages.
But just, like I said, every character in this is just good. You got the limousine driver. I mean, they don't do much with him, and you got the like locksmith guy. And by the way, I don't know if you boys know this, but there was a lot of injuries on set.
I can believe it. A lot of moving parts to these scenes.
Yep. So some fun facts for you. First off, you know the scene where the limo driver like punches the locksmith guy in the ambulance.
Yes.
He actually did that.
Is that why you made that sound?
Well, I mean that was added in post, but I think it was just a adrenaline type thing. Second, you know the scene where Hans Gruber's like looking at the C4 and he drops down, and then McClane catches him and he starts throwing on the American accent.
Yes.
Alan Rickman ended up like hurting his knee, and he had to wear like a brace and use crutches for a while after that.
God damn.
Now the big one. So remember the one henchman that got on the table and was shooting the table? It's like, oh, you ran out of table. Or she got a longer table. When Bruce Willis fires the pistol under the table up at him,
It was a real gun.
well, every gun in this movie was real.
I mean, with real bullets.
Oh no, all the real bullet. So all the guns were real, but they were using these special blanks to make them like look especially real. And the ones that Bruce Willis was using were particularly powerful, and it left Bruce Willis with permanent hearing damage.
Wow, holy shit.
Most people didn't know, but Bruce Willis had to wear a hearing aid in that ear, like after Die Hard.
I seriously didn't know that.
So there was a lot of sacrifices for this movie.
Well, it wasn't in vain. That's for damn sure. You know, I've seen this movie before, a long, long, long time ago, and I didn't remember it very well. When I went to see a play that I was invited to by some of our sponsors from a sales job that I was in, and I actually went and saw a Muppet play of this movie. It was hilarious.
You didn't record it, Jeremy.
I
Who
know,
invited you
I
to the
wish
play?
I did.
Oh, I want to see. Is this on YouTube or something?
It was, yeah, it's straight up a Muppet play. Die Hard, a Christmas special.
All right, well, whatever. I'll look it up later. I'm not having very much success.
If you do find it, please send me the link.
Moving on. There's also like just like a lot of little things in this movie that just shows how much care was put into it. Like I remember there's like the one scene where the Japanese business guy got killed,
Hmm.
and then like the main like German henchman like handed the safe cracker like a $20 bill or something. There wasn't like a spoken word or anything. It was like they're supposed to. It was like there was some bet behind the scene going on. It's just like small details like that, and let's not forget like all the Colombian marching powder going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I can only imagine. This was the 80s after all.
They don't make movies like this anymore.
We say that about every 80s movie that we love that we watch. Because it's true.
They don't make movies. We get freaking Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
The
The
Flash.
fart of destiny.
By the way, Jeremy, are you familiar with the director of this movie?
No.
Ryan, you want to spoil it for him?
Yes,
John
please.
McTiernan?
Yep.
Isn't he arrested for wiretapping?
I'm looking at
Okay, I cheated. I cheated. I know what you're getting at. Directed The Predator.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. But like now that I'm looking at his Wikipedia page, he's got like the majority of his Wikipedia page is like criminal charges.
Oh, shit.
FBI, let's see, federal prison camp, IRS. Yeah, kind of what the point is he directed Predator. He directed like a lot of known movies: Predator, Die Hard, Hunt for Red October. Some people might know The Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and The 13th Warrior. I was thinking, is like, this guy's directed so much good stuff. I wonder why I didn't direct more. Well, I just scrolled up a little bit and saw his criminal stuff.
And that's why. He was locked away.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have a easy time getting stuff in Hollywood with this record.
That's wild. That is a great fun fact.
That's so fun for him.
Not so fun for him, no.
I mean, he could have just not committed those crimes. He would have had all the Colombian marching powder he wanted.
Mm-hmm. And went on to make more movies like this.
Speaking of more movies like this, ain't there like 5 Die Hard movies?
There's 5.
5. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna come out here and say I have never fully watched any of the sequels. I've seen like bits and pieces, but never watched them in full.
I think I remember a little bit from Die Hard with a Vengeance, but I don't remember anything out of Die Hard 2.
I've watched all of the 4th one. I think the 4th one's Live Free or Die Hard. That's the only one I've watched the whole thing.
But the point is you really don't hear anything about the sequel movies. I mean, I don't
Yep.
think they were bad. Maybe some like I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they have decent scores.
I think the whole thing is they kind of live in the shadow of the first movie.
Oh, definitely.
But needless to say, if you want more Die Hard, you got plenty of sequels
You can die harder every time.
with vengeance. And another fun fact for you, if you're unaware, this movie is based on a book. I think it's like kind of loose. I think it's more like loosely based on like a book called Nothing
So,
Lasts Forever.
In interpretation, if you will.
Yeah, because they've changed. Like I know the character's different, and then the movie only takes place over one night, and apparently in the book it takes place over several nights. And John McTiernan, he didn't want the characters coming off as like terrorists. They just kind of wanted them to be more like robbers.
Until they became terrorists.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were terrorists, whatever.
You're not till you are. Start taking hostages and blowing the shit up out of buildings, you become a terrorist.
Maybe it just comes down to the end goal.
And speaking of those explosions, when he threw the detonators down the elevator shaft and it blew up like that whole floor, pretty sure that would have, compromised the structural integrity of that
Well,
building.
we were going to get to Boys in Action here soon, and I was going to let you know, like, I better not hear everyone survive that, because that elevator... Yeah, C4 blows up, if I remember right, around the speed of sound. So that would have fried him if he was looking down the elevator shaft.
That was not going to be my scene, but that's a fair rule.
But let's just get to it now. Jeremy, boys in action. If you were in this movie, where would you die?
When I tried crawling through the air ducts, I wouldn't fit. I just get stuck there.
Speaking of the
Yeah.
air ducts, you know the scene where he ends up like falling down the air ducts and grabs onto that thing?
Uh huh.
That was a mistake.
Was it really?
Yeah, he's supposed to. He was the stunt double was supposed to grab onto the closest air duct, but he ended up slipping and grabbed onto another one. So they kind of worked it in the movie. Ryan, what about you?
The very beginning, the very first shot of the movie where you see the plane land.
Hmm.
Ryan, it's not
Uh,
9/11.
yeah, plane explodes.
Fair, fair.
Take the laziest approach ever.
All right, where would I? All right, enough cracking wise. Where would I die? Oh, when he runs right as he hears the gunshots for the first time and he's peeking out the door and trying to get across the hallway,
Hmm.
I get seen Metal Gear Solid style.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
what I was gonna say. Is I'm not that stealthy, so even if I got into the vent, they would definitely hear me and just put a couple bullets in me.
so Ryan, what you're saying is they take you as the hostages and you get blown up on the roof.
Likely, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think honestly, Ryan, I think I'd make it a little bit further than you. I get to the point where I'm sneaking around, and whenever the Japanese businessman gets killed, and they kind of catch on that he's in the room, they go hunting for him. They would have found me and shot and killed me. I'm too impatient to do stealth crap.
I'm too angry to do stealth crap and too heavy.
Would you beat the Arkham games then?
Very angrily.
It's called spamming the back claw, Ryan.
Pretty much.
So we always have to ask this question, especially a good movie with this. Favorite scene? Go.
2. When McClane fights the big German guy or whatever he is, that was a fun fight. And then my other favorite scene when the comeuppance happens and Hans falls. Because that was also in the play, and they actually dropped the Muppet.
Ryan, you got anything different?
First fight McClane has, the first meeting with McClane and Gruber, where Gruber pretends to be Bill Clay, and anytime Carl Winslow curses.
Certainly won't see that on Family Matters.
No, you
Nope.
won't.
So maybe after he shot Urkel for holding that ray gun.
I still love that theory.
I had to think about my answer for a while. And I mean, I can't really say there's just so many good scenes in this movie.
There really is. Like, the entire movie is incredible.
But I've got to pick one, so I I can't choose. Damn it. Taking out the anti-tank rocket with a C4 and final fight. Got like all the gun battles and it's just so good.
If you could imagine the Muppet being dropped and the Hans scream, it would be your favorite scene. Trust me.
Really, Jeremy? Like, oh, I'm just gonna watch this and not have a memory of it.
Oh, no, it came back to me. But I didn't remember it as I was going into it.
Permanent memory. I mean, like,
Oh.
why weren't you recording?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I know, I should have. I don't think they allowed it, actually.
Well, that
It was a
never
smaller
stopped
play.
anyone before.
If you get kicked out, yeah, then I wouldn't have seen Hans falling as a Muppet.
All right. Well, anyways, Jeremy, pass Top Gun to you.
I got nothing.
We did discuss a lot, so fair enough. Ryan,
And Walter Peck was in this movie.
was he?
He's the news reporter that they punch out at the end.
I did not recognize him.
Neither did I.
Yep.
I'll be damned.
During the whole movie, I was saying to myself, it's like, I've seen the Safecracker somewhere before. Looked him up, and apparently he was the sidekick on Walker, Texas Ranger.
For Texas Ranger.
Yeah. It's like,
I
okay,
to mention that as the second.
Yeah, that's where I know him from.
I know you watched Walker.
I caught it every once in a while as a kid. Like, I can't tell you a damn thing about it other than Chuck Norris roundhouse kicking people.
Yeah, he drove a Dodge Ram.
Didn't OJ also drive a Dodge Ram?
That was Ford Bronco.
Oh, okay. Well, I got my
Very slowly.
animals next up. All right, Jeremy, final thoughts?
Fantastic movie. And if you can find the play, go watch it.
And if you can't, it's Jeremy's fault.
It's all my fault.
Ryan, final thoughts?
Pure 80s action. It's just the best.
Sure is.
Yep, classic movie. I disagree that it's a Christmas movie. If you
It's a
removed
Christmas movie.
if you removed all the Christmas crap in the movie, you wouldn't know. There wouldn't be any difference. But definitely a must-see movie. One of those 80s classics, Battle of Wits. Absolutely amazing. So, let's scale this bad boy.
I'm nervous.
I had a lot of trouble making today's scale, but I decided kind of middle.
From Maximum Overdrive to Jurassic Triangle.
This ain't a B-list movie, Ryan. That's fine. If you're gonna go first then, Ryan, since you wanna be a little Nancy about all this. I don't know what that means. But
Maximum Overdrive.
No.
I actually enjoyed that.
No, you're gonna you're gonna use the actual scale, which today it's Raiders of the Lost Ark to all those boomer thriller movies that Bruce Willis did right before he retired from dementia.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
See,
That's why you went
Raiders.
first.
how close to Raiders though.
Oh, 2 Berettas down.
What about you, Jeremy?
Honestly, I'm gonna put it 1 Beretta down from Raiders.
Ryan, what's your 1 Beretta down?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Okay.
How about you, Cody?
Hold on, how many Berettas down is Doll of Destiny and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
It's like a C4 down.
By the way, this is originally what I wanted the scale to be like whenever I started it a year and a half ago. I'm glad we're finally getting it. But yeah, it's up there with Raiders.
How up there though?
Like really close. I mean, these are two
Yeah,
different
use the
genres.
Beretta scale.
Yeah, Beretta. Like one clip of a Beretta.
Now, if you guys saw the play, that might change your mind. It might be a Beretta above Raiders.
What if you saw a Muppet play with Raiders?
Oh, that'd be tough, but there was so much comedy in the play with the Die Hards.
Hold on, were these like the Muppets, or were they like puppet Muppets?
Aren't they all Muppets?
No.
They're puppet. Okay, puppets.
Okay. So now we don't see Kermit the Frog playing.
No, you're not seeing that. Oh my god. John McClane is Kermit the Frog.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Waka waka.
A tear came to my eye.
It better be the opening line of this video.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be. Anyways, all right, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of Tairimo Boys Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you would do if you were trapped in this tower. And don't forget to ring that yippee-ki-yay motherfucking bell. Stay tuned for more episodes. Stay tuned for more Tairimomas.